Hello everyone, it's your boy YouTube Man here doing take 2 of the intro because the first one got all corrupted. Woo! Today we have a job to do. It's not going to be a very big job, but it's a fun one. So on with the video. Alrighty, so we're going to be ranking the Hunter x Hunter, Hunter Cross Hunter, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be ranking the anime arcs from the 2011 show, not from the, what is it, like the 1998, like original one? No, the 2011 one. The good one. Alright, so Hunter x Hunter is, I mean, it's pretty well known now, but I would say that it's probably the best most consistent like 9 out of 10 shonen show there is. The quality here is so consistent. So you'd be thinking, well, how can you do a tier list of a show where the quality stays at a bar so high? Well, it's consistently 9 out of 10, but that doesn't stop there from being some peaks and valleys. So we're going to take a look. I'm going to go season by season, and whoever did the tier list has put, I think this one here must be like the Killua retrieval arc, which isn't really like a full-on proper arc. It's more of just like a couple episodes at the end of one of the arcs. But I mean, we'll slot it in anyway. We'll find a home for it. Alright. So first up we have the Hunter exam. This is where we get introduced to all of our main characters, being Gon, Killua, Leorio, Kurapika, and basically the world of Hunter x Hunter. This season, it is good, and it sets up a lot for the show, but honestly, I'm kinda mid on it. I got to the end of the season, and I felt like, even though I was 30-ish episodes in, the show hadn't gotten to its point yet. I still didn't know what the show was actually going for, because this is pretty much all set up. This entire first season, the Hunter exam, is just set up. So, I was kinda mid on it. I'm gonna put the Hunter exam in B tier. It is interesting, and like, it's not like any of it's skippable. None of it's that bad. But it just didn't really have its footing yet, I don't feel. Now we get to the Killua retrieval arc. This is where we get a wider scope into the world, and we see who I think are the coolest characters in the show, which is Killua and his family. And this is only a couple episodes. This is only like 3 or 4 episodes of the show, I feel like. And we're going to be also putting that in B tier, not because the quality isn't A or S tier, but more because it's not a full-on proper arc. It is just a couple of episodes. So I can't really put it any higher. I love anything to do with the Zoldyck family though, so I did like these episodes. Alright. Next we get the, I don't even know what this arc's called, let me look it up. We have the Heaven's Arena arc, which is pretty much just a basic tournament. Like you see in every shonen, there's always at least some part of the show that is just focused on having a tournament, and this was Hunter x Hunter's tournament arc. But it wasn't bad. There was a lot more of this guy here, Hisoka, who is like my second favorite character in the show. And I loved every second that Hisoka was in it. He's fucking great. It's not a very long season. It's only about half as long as the Hunter exam up here, but it's quality the full way through. We get focused more so just on Gon and Killua, that's a prevailing motif throughout the show, is that a lot of the main and side characters as well end up getting straight up dropped just to focus on Gon and Killua and their friendship and their power, and this is where that really started. But I don't mind it. They have a really good friendship. Their friendship is probably one of my favourite friendships in all of anime. I'm going to be giving the Heaven's Arena arc A tier ranking. It's good. It's good. Plus the ED for this season here was good, but Hunting for Your Dream is just absolute, like as far as EDs go, Hunting for Your Dream is one of my favourites. And this is when it started, so I'm not going to complain with that at all. Alright, moving on, we have the Phantom Troop arc. Now, I'm not going to lie. I think this is the best season not only of the show, but I think that this season, the Phantom Troop arc of Hunter x Hunter is the best shonen season I've ever seen. Everyone's always talking about the Chimera Ant arc, and the Chimera Ant arc, I mean, it's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it is good. But the Phantom Troop arc is something special. I love all of the characters here. The plot is great. The villains are amazing. Everything about it is so good. I would put it in S tier, but that's doing a disservice to the Phantom Troop arc, so give me just a moment. It's triple S. I'm not gonna lie. No lie. It's triple S. I can't make this shit up. That's how it is. It's some seriously top-notch shonen action. Now, moving on, we're probably gonna have the most controversial take of this entire video. And probably why I think this video would not just be a standard cut and dry thing. Because if I had the same opinions as everyone else, I wouldn't bother making this kind of video. But we're moving on to the Greed Island arc. And this was a real low point of the show for me. I feel like I should have liked it more, considering it does, like, the story of the arc does have importance to Gon as a character, and setting up who he is, and setting up more of Gon and Killua's abilities too. But man, everything about this being a card game, and the mini games they do to get more spell cards and everything, it was too damn Yu-Gi-Oh! If I'm being honest. I felt like I was back on Duel Island or whatever the fuck it's called. And this was not it. It wasn't it. Yeah, we did get more Gon and Killua. We got more Hisoka action. And that team up on the court with Gon, Killua, and Hisoka, that is some top-notch content. But the rest of the season, I just wasn't keen on the whole premise of the season, okay? Them going into the game, them living in that world and getting spell cards and everything, it just didn't interest me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this offends you. The concept of the season just did not interest me at all, and I'm gonna be putting it in C tier. Now for something a little less controversial, we have the Chimera Ant arc, which, like I said when talking about the Phantom Troop arc, this is also some of the best shonen I think exists in the entire world. This season comprises, I think, like 48% of the show. It's 148 episodes, and this is like 75 of them. It's absolutely crazy. It feels like everything leading up to this point was set up just for this arc. And it does not disappoint. It does not disappoint. If you're thinking about watching Hunter x Hunter and you're like, oh, but man, it's so long, and everyone only talks about the Chimera Ant arc, and that doesn't even start until like episode 72, 73. Don't let that dissuade you. It is so worth it. The content up to that point is still real quality, but it's so worthwhile getting to this season. I can't stress that enough. All of the characters are amazing. The plot twists just keep happening, and it keeps your interest the entire way through. I will admit, the first maybe like 10 episodes of the arc had me a little bit bored. But once we got past the setup for the season, which was worthwhile, like, set it up, it's half the show, goddamn, set it up. Once it got going, it was amazing. And when I hear the OP and ED for this season, I get a little choked up thinking about the ending of it. Not gonna lie. This season, the Chimera Ant arc is also going in triple S tier. If you say you like the Chimera Ant arc more than the Phantom Troop arc, I'm not gonna dispute ya. I think that's totally valid. I just like the Phantom Troop arc more because I like the storyline of it. This is just personal preference. There's no wrong answer between which one of these you're gonna have higher up on the list. And now moving on, we have the last arc of the 2011 show. We have the election arc, I think it's called, and I didn't mind it. It's a very small part of the show, especially coming off of the end of the Chimera Ant arc, but it is mainly focused on Killua here, who I love. He's my favourite character, by far. And I really liked having a season dealing with the after effects of the Chimera Ant arc, both in terms of the grand plot, plus what happens to our characters that we follow. This season feels more like a conclusion to the main part of the show than just being its own season, if that makes any sense. But I was there for the whole thing. I love Killua. I love Killua's family. It was such an interesting season, and I'm going to be putting it at high A, if I can get this to line up properly. There we go. That is where the election arc belongs. And so there lies my opinions on the Hunter x Hunter 2011 anime. Let's delete these tiers, because Hunter x Hunter has nothing in it that I think is below a C tier in quality. If you're thinking of watching the show, absolutely go for it. There's no reason not to. Even though the manga hasn't finished and realistically it will probably never finish, don't let that deter you. The ending that it does have, the ending that this version of the anime has, still feels like a decent ending. You feel like you get some sort of conclusion. So I wouldn't let any of that stuff deter you from watching the show. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please consider clicking subscribe. It would mean a lot, and I hope you enjoyed. Alright, catch ya!